Yo.
Check. Okay. Cold Pod.
What is up?
We're back on a rainy Monday. It's election day.
Oh, is it election day? Shit.
Oh, you bastard. I voted. I just got back from it.
I'm gonna go right after this.
You fucking better. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Nice little intro before our guest gets here. You said you saw the new Wes Anderson movie and it rejuvenated you.
Yeah, it really did. I haven't liked the Wes Anderson movie that much in a very long time, and this one was fucking great.
Damn.
I loved it.
I was
Walked out feeling so good.
Yeah. I was supposed to go see it tonight.
Norman Wong's movie club.
Movie club, his secret movie club, but I decided to cancel because I'm not really feeling it today.
Josh isn't feeling it today.
Wasn't feeling it today, but I think we're gonna go tomorrow because I do actually want to see it, and I actually haven't been to the movies in, I don't know, a year.
Really? Wait, what?
Yeah, probably. I don't even remember the last movie I saw. Was it like old or something? No, it was. I saw something since then. But
that's crazy.
I don't go to the movies very often.
Yeah, true.
I kind of like.
It's actually my favorite night out now is going to a movie at Varsity and then going to the Artful Dodger, which is my new favorite bar.
Right, you were saying this.
Yeah,
okay.
They had a fucking back patio with a pool table, so you got an outdoor pool table.
It's
crazy
to me.
It's
an outdoor
so sick.
pool
I felt
table.
like I was on vacation. Like I felt like I was in Cuba or some shit.
Playing pool with the elements.
So sick. It was amazing.
I think I've actually been to that bar.
Pool, but
I thought you were good at pool.
I am sometimes. It's a mood thing.
Didn't I beat you once?
You carried our team once.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm so good. Sometimes I'm.
But because for
so
somebody
bad.
who plays as much pool as you do, you're always like, well, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go to this bar. I'm like, oh, like why there? And you're like, oh, they have a pool table. I'm like, oh yeah. This guy's good at pool. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed.
Sometimes I'm all right
because you also play with the charisma of someone who, plays pool well.
That's half the battle.
I know it is. It is.
That's actually when I start being bad at pool is when I just like all of a sudden lose my confidence. Right. And then I get all like jittery and I can't play. So that's what it is.
But it's because even when you like set up a shot, you're the kind of guy that like, you do it properly. You have form.
I have form.
I have no form.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would piss off a pool shark because I just make shots that like I'm not really. I mean, I call the pockets. I don't know.
Pool but you're like they're hard. I'm the same way. I get the hard shots in. It's the easy shots that I always fuck up.
Yeah, that's usually the sign of a bad pool player.
Yeah, I beat some pool sharks at Swan Dive, and they really don't like me there. I can't go back.
Well, that's. I mean, I'm not gonna
fine
go there.
By me.
I don't really. I don't love that. Did you ever
go on the burlesque night?
I've only been to Swan Dive once. I'm not going to get into it, but it was not a very good night.
The burlesque night is so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I can see that.
It doesn't feel right.
Well, it's just a weird bar.
Yeah, it's
a strange bar. I guess we had a pretty good weekend. I actually saw you on the weekend for once.
Yeah, I came after work.
I know, which was a rare thing. Austin did his new classic move where Pizza Man said, fuck work.
Pizza Man said, fuck work.
And he showed up with a pizza to the party.
Yeah,
and
I knew you guys were hungry.
Well, that's the thing. It was like it's kind of the best move maybe ever.
I also think like we're getting to the point of our lives where we actually shouldn't be showing up to parties empty-handed.
I agree.
And imagine if no one showed up to a party empty-handed, how good that party would be.
I know. Because there's also like
change starts with you.
And there's also it's true. And there's also levels to the things you bring, It's like, I do actually love it though, I will say, because I maybe never used to do this because I'm a pretty notorious show up empty-handed kind of guy to a house party, not to like a nice little dinner or something.
Yeah, you show up here with your USB stick.
Yeah, exactly. I show up with my USB sticks and fucking take over the decks. But no, I always had like a weird love for like that like random person who like shows up to a party with just like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like kind of the most boss move ever. You're just like it's equal parts, I brought these for myself, but at the same time it's enough that you're just like, no, have one.
Have one. No, 2-4 is the move.
Yeah, that's venturing into like real like we're gonna turn this into a party.
Yeah. When Nate walked in with the 2-4 of Heineken, I was just like, this feels like a sick high school party. I love this.
I should say earlier in the night before this party that we're discussing, I DJ'd I DJ'd the web show, who is think I gotta say one of the best acts in the city.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Like very fucking good.
Yeah, they're fun.
That's
fun
the thing.
To watch.
Fun to watch. It's like borderline undescribable music.
Yeah,
it's like it's like auto-tune country.
Yeah,
electronic,
hyper.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hyper pop-ish.
Hyper pop. Hyper pop.
It's
hyper pop.
I would say it falls into the hyper.
Yeah,
pop
I think so, definitely.
Spectrum. I wouldn't call it hyper pop, but we'll have to get Emmett on here and find out exactly how he describes it. But no, it was amazing because you went to the one before where they played, oddly enough, at the Owls Club. It back in, I want to say, February or March or something like that. I actually have no idea when that was. But this show was also at the Owls Club in the basement.
Do you think they're an interesting band to see transition to a stage?
True.
Because I think so much of their energy comes from being on the same level as them. You know, it's like it really feels like a high school house party band.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see them on a stage.
I think it would work.
I think the effect would work.
I think it would work, but I do agree that some of the most fun aspects of that show was when, even though we were all on the same, they set up on the floor. Yeah. There was a moment when like Emmett came out from behind basically his desk with stuff and was in the actual crowd. And it was like this sort of
big rock star move.
Yeah. Oh, it's a classic move. I used to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
That was the old little girl's last song move.
Sick.
Where I'd put down the guitar, jump into the crowd, and start pushing people around and screaming in their faces.
Sick.
Fun times.
That's sick. I wish I saw you during that era.
Yeah, there's people want to, I shouldn't say people want a reunion. I don't think anybody wants a reunion, but
I want a reunion.
Some powers that be have hit me up over the last year being like, reunion? Like, we'll do it. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to have to, it's all about moving forward. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's in the past.
It's in the past. Like, why relive I don't even want to call them my glory days. It was just a young
the next stage is the glory days.
It's true. The glory days
are coming up.
They've just started. Yeah. But yeah, the show was amazing. And then I guess after we went to a house party and you rolled through with a pizza and it was incredible. One thing I also wanted to bring up, which I forgot to mention in our last solo, was we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but the Dovercourt Devil.
Right.
Who I explained was this masked, horned figure who was terrorizing Dovercourt between Queen and Dundas. Turns out, I saw him again. Mm-hmm. And two things I'll say about this. Because, when you see something so crazy and you're just like, wow, that was a little glitch in the fucking Matrix or whatever. I'm never going to see that guy again. Yeah. Maybe he was just some guy who left a costume party. Probably not. But I saw him again during when I was DJing at Juice the other weekend. And someone was like, look, there he is. And I was like, no fucking way. So I ran outside of Juice to go see this guy. And we were about a meter away from each other. He looked me straight in the eyes, continued to walk up Ossington. But here's what I'll say. I didn't get a close look the first time. Now that I've gotten a closer look, he's not as scary because his mask is vaguely steampunk-esque. Right. And there's nothing scary. It's nothing scary about a steampunk guy. I was like, oh, you're just a guy in a weird
nothing
steampunk
scary
costume.
About a steampunk guy.
Yeah, so I guess maybe I don't know, maybe it's over.
That's good. You confronted your fear.
I did confront my fear.
Yeah.
I was also,
I've been having mad dreams about coyotes.
Interesting.
And I've been trying to figure out what that means. I looked up. It's a trickster archetype.
Okay.
But it's like a very furry orange coyote, very puffy head. Uh-huh. And he keeps on coming in through my roof.
Interesting.
And I don't know what this dream means.
And it's specifically a coyote.
Well, I think it's a coyote.
Some sort of
the
dog.
vibe I'm getting is coyote. Some kind of wolf type thing. But no, I think coyote. And I don't know. I gotta get a dream interpreter.
That's
in here.
Really interesting because honestly, I had a weird dream about a coyote too.
No fucking way.
But it wasn't out of the order, not out of the ordinary, but there was a coyote in my dream because I don't remember last summer when I kept seeing him on my street and it was this whole thing. Yeah. I had a dream basically referencing that.
Right.
Where that coyote was back.
Interesting.
And was just near the entrance to my home. And I was like, fuck, it's back. Because in my mind, I was like, I haven't seen one of those in a while. And this was last summer. It was actually this time last year. So I really don't want to run into a coyote again. But no, because it was fucking scary. It was like, I don't know. I don't like those things one bit.
Yeah.
I don't like them one bit.
Yeah, they're vicious little motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, then I was like looking it up, and it was something else called like a coy wolf, and I was like, but then it's like turns out that a coy wolf's like not even like a real animal. So I don't know, but
a lot of debate in the coy wolf coyote world.
I know. Don't go down our coyotes on Reddit. But we have a guest today who should be arriving quite shortly. Sarah Hagee, who is the co-host of the podcast Scamfluencers, which I think won some like awards and shit. Because I remember in the early days of Cold Pod, remember when?
Yeah, she's doing big time podcasting.
Yeah, big time. We're coming for the throne, but we're nowhere near it. But I don't know if you remember like OG. It's probably still. I might have been a story. Remember when I made a meme? Not even a meme. When I just photoshopped our. Like the Cold Pod logo over the like, it was like not the Webby Awards. It was like some podcaster awards that they were up for. Yeah. And I just like just put Cold Pod like next to them, and I was like, hell yeah. And like no context. And it was just a story, and I was like, wait, did they like actually do that? But Sarah's like a good old friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. I always see her in the most random of places. We've experienced some hilarious celebrity encounters that I'm sure we'll get into. And she's also a writer. She was wrote for Gawker, The Guardian, BuzzFeed, GQ, all kinds of great stuff. So yeah, Sarah should be here shortly, and we'll get into it.
Let's go.
Woo. Okay.
Welcome,
Sarah. Welcome.
I feel like I'm at a job interview. You're both staring at me from the other side.
I can.
I mean, we're not very threatening. I mean, he's tall, but that's like about it.
Yeah, we're all sitting. It's okay.
We're all sitting. Come on, it's a very non-confrontational room. The Cold Pod room. So hold on, you said you were coming straight from recording. What were you recording today?
My mixtape. No, my podcast, Scamfluencers. Yeah.
Nice. Where do you record that?
Just at random studios. Like I do have a setup at home if I want, like this booth
this kind
with.
Of thing?
No, it's like a weird booth where it's like these plastic pipes I set up, and then I clip on these heavy curtains and sit in this booth, and I like tape a light bulb to the top.
No, you don't.
Yes, I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You gotta see this setup.
It's really weird. It's like it just fits in like right in my living room, and then I take it apart every time I use it. But I guess it's like nice out, so I want to get out of the house and go to a studio.
Yeah.
But during the winter, that's how I record.
Okay, because that's kind of giving like a weird like Eminem like home recording.
Well, it is. It is. It's for musicians. It's actually made for musicians, and they just like sent it to me, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Imagine doing like our style podcast in like a confessional booth where no one is actually like looking at each other. We're all like separated by dividers.
Very dark. It's very. It's like. It looks like a weird like prison or something. It's very weird looking on camera. Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't even know that. I mean, we're clearly doing it in the.
No, this is like the nice way. Yeah.
But wait. So who sent this to you then?
Amazon.
Okay.
Well, because Wondery is owned by Amazon, so.
So you're part of the problem secretly.
I mean, you know what's funny? At first, we didn't actually know Wondery was owned by Amazon, and we were like, oh, I guess we can't make certain jokes.
Do they actually limit you from what you can say?
No, it's like, it really is like so separate from anything that, like we do like whatever, Amazon music ads sometimes, but it's not, it doesn't feel like it's like an Amazon company.
Right. Okay. Well, because hold on. So I listened to an episode today, and it was actually my first time listening. I apologize.
That's okay.
But no, but I was, but I was gonna say it sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, it's so professional.
No, I mean, like to the point where like I was listening and I was like, fuck, we got a lot of work to do because it just like sounds like it. It's like, like even when you're talking and like music fades in and stuff.
See,
and like,
it's crazy because like I don't know what any of that is. Like I like. Basically the process is that my co-host Sachi, she's in New York, and we're on a Zoom, so we can see each other, and all our producers and whatever are on a Zoom. Then we're recording well, if I'm in my booth, I'm recording myself on Logic, and then I send that file to them. Or if I'm at a studio, the engineer is recording it. And it's just like, it's like a very, very well-oiled machine. Like it's like this crazy high standard of sound quality that like if I move or if I'm wearing something that has sound, they're like, stay still.
Yeah.
Like it's like that extreme. Or like once I was wearing like something splashy and they're like, you cannot move anymore. And I was just like sitting there like, and then like it was like yeah.
Because that whole sort of vibe always like, it fascinates me because like when we first started doing this, I would like obviously watch YouTube videos on like how to make a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And all of them were basically that, being like, and then you're gonna want to do this, and here's how you like the perfect EQ to rise in like the sounds just before the done. And I was like, no.
We definitely got some complaints at the beginning of our.
But I feel like that's kind of the fun of it. You have to like kind of start. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, like
I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like we have like producers. There's like sound engineers. Like if you listen to the credits, they are so long that they like replay the outro music like
just
a couple
just to
times,
fill everyone in.
Like
Whoa.
before we can name everyone who works on the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so wait, so how did Scamfluencers start then? Because it's like a huge podcast. Like I'm talking billboards and
it's okay. It is actually weirdly so big.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
no,
shit.
I didn't realize. So we were talking just before you got here, but you were nominated for like a some sort of podcast award.
Oh,
or did you win?
Bro, we won. I won that award. We won that Ambi, my friend, for best entertainment podcast.
Hell yeah, congrats. But I don't know if you know, when we first started, when I saw the like, I guess like short list or something of all the podcasts, it was like best entertainment. I like photoshopped like cold.
Oh yeah, I did see it. It was so good.
Our real nomination was lost in the mail.
Yeah.
But sorry, you were saying like the origins of the podcast.
Okay, it's weird. Like I've been on podcasts, like I've done like random audio stuff, but I've never like been like, oh yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. So actually how it happened was it's Wondery's concept. Like they came up with it. It has nothing to, like we did not come up with it at all. They were in talks with Sachi to do a podcast.
Right.
And then they were like, we have this idea for you and another host. Do you have any ideas? We'll set you guys up to do like a chemistry read. And then like we'll just see what works.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh yeah, my friend Sarah, like I think she'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
And then like it was one of those things where, you know, like nothing actually ever happens. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of like, okay, I'll do this other thing, whatever. I don't give a shit.
And then all of a sudden it's like,
and then we did the chemistry read and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? Like that's it?
Did I get the job?
Yeah. It was like really random. And, you know, again, like I don't know. I'm not like, I always feel weird about like not talking about it, but I almost feel like a fraud because I'm not like I'm so used to like writing and doing my own stuff, coming up with my ideas, like really starting from like the ground up of what I'm doing. Yeah. And this was just like it's like a McMansion. You know what I mean? It's like
into it.
Like I have nothing to do with any of it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh my God, like will people like, is this embarrassing at first, you know?
And then fast forward, you start winning awards, and you're like, yeah, that's me.
Also, you know, it was at a time where, like, you know, I'm a writer first, and obviously it's extremely hard to make money as a writer. So I'm always doing like a million different things, like thinking like, okay, what am I going to do in 6 months? What am I going to do in a year? Yeah. And I was like at a point where I was pretty stable with Gawker. RIP,
which we got to get into.
Talk about
we'll
later.
Get into.
And then this came along, and I was like, oh my God, like I can get more stability. Like I can, because you know we get paid per episode. Okay. Like it's sick. It's like I'm well compensated for it and everything. And then you know it was just like one of those things that I wasn't sure if it would last. Like we signed on for a year. Right. I was kind of like, I don't know if this is like actually going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And then. Like it actually worked out, and it's like crazy. Like it really is doing so randomly well. And like I know because if you work for any big podcast company, like I'm not I guess I'm not targeting Wondery or Amazon with this, but you don't know the numbers.
Right.
Like we don't have any idea what our downloads are.
They won't tell you that?
We don't know at all.
Whoa.
What?
So we only know when like based on charts. So we go on like Chartable and like look up where we are. And we like debuted at number one. Like it was number one for a very long time, like on Apple Podcasts in America, in Canada. And it's still like doing pretty well. Like it's like we're always like 100, like lowest like 130, and we're like moving up.
Right.
But it's so weird because like no one.
But why do they not? Because you can see the stats on what do we use again? They used to be called Anchor, but now it's not called Anchor. It's called Spotify for podcasters.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's like a network studio thing. Like, you know, even people who have shows for streamers and stuff, like they don't know what the numbers are.
I didn't know
it's
that.
like, I don't know if it's a negotiation thing or what, but we also knew we were doing well because there was like a bonus structure per episode. So it was like this very crazy metric of like, oh, you have to have this many downloads and this many, for this many consecutive days and you'll get an extra whatever per episode. And then we met it and I was like, oh shit, like people actually listen to this. Because also like the people who listen to podcasts are normal people. I know. Like they're not online. They're normal people.
Well, that's the thing that I was always saying when I think about those that listen to podcasts, because I listen to a couple, but not as like I don't absorb them in the way like you're saying most quote unquote normal people do. And it's because, you know, for me, like, you know, I make music. It's like I can't like listen to a podcast while I'm recording. But everyone else with like a normal job can just like
9 to 5 commuters.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, it's like it really is. Like I don't know that many people who have 9 to 5s. Like you know, most people I know are freelancers or you know work on contracts or whatever. But it is something that I'm learning is that like it's not. The people who listen to podcasts aren't on Twitter. They're not on. They're not posting. You know, unless it's like more of like a cult kind of phenomenon.
It's
type
weird,
thing.
like having when we first started this, it felt like we were kind of talking to thin air.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like noticing that there's like people actually listening. It changes the like the way with which you go about having the conversation a little bit. It's a strange sensation to be like, oh right, I'm not talking to no one.
Well, that's like when Lauren's, I've said this before on here, but when Lauren's like, Josh, you're using your podcast voice again. And I'm like, whoa, shit.
Oh my God. Sometimes it's so crazy turning that on and off. Like the podcast voice being like, you know, sometimes I'll leave a voice notes for my friends now and I'll be like, and that's why I love BetterHelp. And I'm like, stop doing that.
Like use promo code SCAMfluencers 2023.
BetterHelp.com/scampod for 10% off your first session. That's BetterHelp.com/scampod. And like it makes my friends so sick.
Did you do any voice like acting before?
No, I mean like again, I was so broke for so long that like I was literally doing anything that anyone asked me to do for money. Yeah. So I randomly did these voiceovers for like these Shopify videos about like e-commerce. And that was like,
did you use that as a reference?
No, not at all, because it was like a very weird job where they'd be like, okay, so like read this script, and I'd just be like it was like an ad, they'd outsource it to like an ad studio. And it was very weird, so weird of an experience, but it was like I was like, okay, cool, this will pay my rent for a bit.
Fuck, I love that.
It's so weird because like I don't even remember I couldn't find them if I tried. It was like one of those things that I genuinely only remembered it right now.
Right. Well, it's the kind of thing where like you can't like how are you gonna even look that up?
Well, I did look it up when it was happening, and one of them did well because it was about like the sneakers economy.
Okay. But where were these ads? Like, where did you find them? Like on like YouTube or something, or like?
It wasn't. It was like on like a Shopify YouTube channel, because you know every company's trying to do content, right? That's like the thing is like we want original content. We want content that like people will like listen to and respond to. And you're like, okay, cool. That means you don't know what you want, and I'm not gonna have this job after 3 months. Cool.
Very, very broad.
Everyone's like, you know, it'd be cool if we did content.
Content creation is the way we do it. But it's funny because no one, like you were saying, no one. I mean, I shouldn't say no one, but like, it's funny how everyone's sort of like podcast like origin story is like, don't really know how I ended up here, but here we are. And I feel like that's kind of everyone in this room right now.
You're just kind of like, I guess so. And it's like, so, you know, at first it was like very, you know, I will say podcasting is the Wild West. Like there are no standards. There's no idea how much compensation you deserve. There's nothing to compare it to.
And like, you don't even know what works.
You don't know what works. Like the only reason why this worked, I will say, like, of course, I'm not trying to like knock myself and be like, well, it doesn't matter that I'm a part of it, but like to a certain extent it doesn't, because one of the biggest podcast networks in like the English speaking world started a podcast. They have the money to do ads on every podcast. They have the money to cross promote. They have the money to do press kits. Like it's all that stuff that regular people who start indie podcasts have to deal with. I did not have to think of that.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with me. There's nothing that I like. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like anything I do doesn't. You know.
And it doesn't feel like you're like asking for money. You know what I mean? Like not even asking for money, but you know how there's always like, I guess with a indie podcast, it's kind of like you're sort of like finding ways to monetize it and finding ways to like. And oftentimes part of it is like, you know, like if you like what you're hearing, like, you know, just subscribe to the Patreon.
It's really hard. Like I couldn't imagine doing it that way. Cause like, you know, even for my other work, you know, it's like I've worked very hard to know people, to like be able to speak to editors that I know and know people who became editors and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But for this, it's like, if I didn't have the support of a big, like I could have never been a successful podcast host.
I actually disagree, because I think that in the same way that I even have you here right now, it's because I know you.
Yeah.
And you know a lot of people as well. So let's pretend that like the roles were reversed and this Cold Pod was your podcast. Yeah. You could have all kinds of people on. It's like
that's true, but it wouldn't necessarily equate to having money.
True.
Because I know people.
Like
but I know people who have like very popular podcasts and they make no money.
Yeah. Right here.
And it's like it's true. Like it's like, and even like. What's really crazy is that even though our first year was so successful with Wondery, like, you know, they were like, they really focus on miniseries. Right. Like, you know, they have like Dr. Death and like all those ones that kind of become TV shows and everything. So they were trying to do something that was like a weekly ongoing thing that wasn't a miniseries. And it was very, very successful for them. Yeah. And when we were negotiating for the second year, they were like, you guys still haven't like made money for us. Right. And I'm like, holy shit, like crazy. We still haven't made money. And then I'm like, well, yeah, because there's like 2 producers, there's a story editor, there's freelancers that they pay, there's like sound, like there's just so many people that they pay for it that we still haven't like made them any money. Right.
But I guess it's the long game.
We have such a low overhead.
Yeah.
Well, it's just me sitting here right after you leave, and I'm like, okay.
Amazon.
One day. Would you ever consider, like, is part of the major like goal to turn Scamfluencers into a TV show? And if so, would you?
I don't know. We don't own any of it. Like, even if, like, for example, if you guys were to sell Cold Pod to a network, you guys wouldn't own it anymore at all. Like, it wouldn't be up to you what happens to it. Like, that's why podcasting is so weird, because it's not like creating a TV show and still having rights. Like, it's like you're just selling the like you the brand, you're the basically. Talent. You are part of it. Like, you can get bonuses or have in your contract that you'll have like a say in certain things, but whatever happens with it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's I mean, same with like certain like television shows and movies that are created by certain people and then they just get lost to the production company. Right. There's no individual control over it. It's you know, it's a panel discussion over everything.
We got to hold on to it then. But with the whole podcast thing, sorry, I feel like we're just talking about podcasts. Who wants to listen to that?
Everyone, podcasts are so popular and cool. Like, people are still listening to this right now.
But I was going to say that it's funny because, like, I was reading today, maybe, I guess it was today, but Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's podcast, which, like, got canceled, like, yesterday. And it never even happened. And that's, again, the kind of thing where, like, in theory, you know, with that book and all that shit, it's like...
You'd think
that would be, like, a major splash in the world of podcasts.
It's really hard. Like, it's very hard for a podcast to make money, even when it's like, I think this, like the whole Prince Harry, Meghan Markle thing is like, people are like, whoa, like celeb podcasts don't actually always work. Like, even for Wondery, they do have a lot of celebrity podcasts. It's like Smartless and like the Jamila Jamil one or whatever. And Smartless does really, really well. So they do, I'm guessing in my mind, they probably do make a lot of money, but I don't think it's like always a sure shot. Like, I don't know.
Who's
like,
the guy?
It's so random.
I hate asking questions on him, but I can't remember the name. Who's the guy that has like a massive podcast? He's like a very B-list.
Joe Rogan?
No, like B-list actor guy.
He really paved the way for
He's like kind of a comedian. I think he was like a bit of an addict. Fuck. Anyways, never mind.
But he's Russell Brand?
No, there's so many people that you wouldn't think like whatever level of fame they have translates into a podcast. And then you have like some like rapper's cousin who has like a famous podcast. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what is the factor?
Like Rory and Mal, the guys
I have no idea. I think for mine, it really is that everyone wants to listen to scam stories.
Yes.
It's like it's so hot. It's always going to be hot, and also it's true crime without being sad. Right. It's not really about murder. Like, it's, you know, some of the episodes I do feel like, oh man, like this really sucks for this person who got scammed. But you're not like thinking, you're not like scared of death or anything.
Right.
Like you're not like, I'm gonna get killed tomorrow.
Right.
Is the true crime podcast still a really big thing?
It's got to be the biggest.
Big,
it's probably the biggest.
So big.
I remember hearing a lot about that a while ago.
There's even that TV show with Selena Gomez. What's it called?
Only Murders. Yeah.
It's like literally about a true crime podcast.
Yeah, no, it's still like unbelievably huge. Like, it's people just can't get enough of true crime.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on from podcasts for a second. Let's discuss Gawker, because the last time I saw you at Danny's Pizza Tavern, and I was asking if you wanted to come on, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to spill the tea on Gawker.
Yeah,
your words, not mine.
It's because we were talking to Danny, whose brother Ben
works for Interview,
and he was a part of a previous attempted Gawker relaunch that was thwarted and never got relaunched. So, backstory.
Yeah, please.
There's this guy named Hulk Hogan.
Okay. Sex tape. I know where you're
I've heard of this.
Yeah. So, like Gawker went under because the Hulk Hogan sex tape, Peter Thiel, the billionaire, bankrolled a lawsuit against Gawker because Gawker outed him in the past. So it went under, totally bankrupt. Bustle Digital Group, owned by a guy named Brian Goldberg.
Okay.
Who made headlines for buying one of Napoleon's hats for $1.5 million.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Great guy. I mean, he put $1.5 million into buying a hat and the same amount of money into running Gawker. So that just shows where his head's at.
Yeah.
So he, he's honestly, he's kind of a joke. Like, people made fun of him a lot. He used to own Bleacher Report. He sold it, made a ton of money, started Bustle, women's website. When he launched Bustle years and years ago, I think it was like probably like 2014, 2015, when like websites still worked.
The golden age.
There was a profile on him with him and all the women who worked at Bustle, and it like became like the biggest joke in media. Like everyone clowned him so hard. There was like a photo where his laptop was resting on like a woman's legs. Like it was like, just like, he's such like, he's not, in my opinion, he's more of a business guy than like a writer or journalist or a media savvy guy. He's like able to acquire businesses or sell them, and I guess when Gawker went bankrupt, he bought the IP for like $1 million or something. And then he tried relaunching it, I think once or twice. One of them was the one that Danny's brother was a part of. Sadly, one of the...
So that just never happened.
It never happened because one of the editors was allegedly really terrible, maybe a bit of a racist. I'm just saying allegedly, not trying to get, not trying to have something happen here. But it was very controversial. Controversial. Someone who was hired, was like quit in a really crazy way because she was like, this isn't working. Like everything about here's messed up. So there was like a huge like smear on the Gawker name, and I guess they thought it would never become a thing again. And then I guess in 2021, Leah Finnegan, who was my boss at Gawker, she is an editor and a writer who's pretty well known. They hired her to relaunch it again, and she had worked at Gawker in its first iteration. So she was a part of like the OG bloggers of Gawker, and then she like, I didn't know her at all, but she sent me a DM, and I like, I respect her work, and she's like someone who has done very well, and she's like, hey, like, I want to talk to you about a job. And I was like, okay. And then she told me, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Like, it was like, sure, why not? Like, may as well. And, it launched, and it was really, really amazing. Like, I love, like, till this day, all of us talk to each other every single day, and like a separate Slack we created once it went under. Like I talked to them constantly. So it was like a really good team. Like, it was like probably the first time I felt a lot of freedom. And I was able to just do what I wanted. Like, I can't get hired in Canada. No one's ever offered me a job in Canada. Like, I've never been offered a job. Like, all my work has been in America. It's like, it's so messed up here that I was just like, this is great. Like, it felt amazing.
Of course.
And then, we were told we have 2 years before we're able to, like, before they're even going to think about being monetized.
Right.
Which is what, you know, we were told. And then like a year and a half in, they were like, bye.
But
Wow.
so, but,
Like out of nowhere. Like we had no idea it was going to happen.
Because it seemed like it popped up and disappeared equally as like sporadically. Like it just like I didn't know that it was coming back. It just came back and I was like, oh, sick, and started reading it and read a lot of your articles. There's one I want to talk about in a second.
Oh no.
But no, it's one of my favorite ones. And but it popped up and I was like, oh, this is sick. It's like really like the design was great. It was really easy to read.
Perfect website.
Like, it just you could just scroll through story after story. They weren't very long either. I don't know.
No, it was there was like some long form stuff, a lot of like short blogs. It was perfect. It was like, you know, it's really hard to find a website now where you could just like read quick hot takes and quick blogs and like we were like, that's what we want to do, like that mixed with like features and stuff.
Well, speaking of that, I wanted to talk about Click, the movie Click, because I can't remember if I DM'd you.
Here we go again.
I can't remember if I DM'd you when you posted that or not. I kind of feel like I thought about doing it but just didn't, because well, first of all,
I'll say many men DM'd me. many men.
Because that movie, for whatever reason, has such like a profound impact on me.
Yeah, I was saying it awoke my existential crises for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, wait. How old were you guys when you watched this?
I was pretty young.
He would have been younger than I was. I was probably like 20 or something.
You were 20? Oh my god, I thought you meant when you were like 14.
Well,
no, I would have been like 10 or 11.
I might have. I'm making that up. It might have been younger.
Like 2006, I think.
Okay, so I would have been like 9 or 10.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So then
and it hit.
Yeah, I would have been a teenager, but I remember more so because, you know, so much of what we were used to Adam Sandler movies being, this one.
Oh my god.
What's your take on it?
What's my take on it? So, you know, again, in the article, I was like, so many guys have told me like, yeah, I cried for Click. And you're like, and I was like, what? Like the movie with the remote? Like I've never seen it. I was like, the movie with the remote? And they're like, yeah, it's like so sad. It gets so crazy. And I was like, I don't think so. And it was just like, I noticed, I was like, and then at Gawker, we'd have these pitch meetings every week and like, we'd just have to just like come up with anything. And I was like, you know, guys always tell me they cried for Click. Like maybe there's something there. And they're like, absolutely write that. Like figure out why guys cry for Click. And so I like posted like, hey, if you're a guy who's cried at Click, like DM me.
Yeah.
And I got so many DMs. So many DMs.
Why do you think that is then? Because like...
And guys who like don't cry for movies only cried for Click.
This is me. I'm not like emotionally closed off by any means, but like,
you know, movies either make you cry or they don't.
Yeah. But even I was a little surprised when I was like, I like watched it and I was like, oh my god, oh no. And then
when's the last time you watched it?
Surprisingly recently-ish, and I did not cry that time. I watched it after.
Oh, the article.
Not that I went out of my way to go like seek it down. I think it was just like on or something, and I caught like the first. Like I missed the first 10 minutes and was like, fuck, I'm just going to keep watching this. And then I was like,
my God.
And it didn't have the impact that it did the first time.
Okay,
I haven't rewatched it in a long time.
I watched it for the sake of the article and I was like, no. I was like, this can't be real. Okay, I will say there's a lot of stupid things about that movie that like are kind of so of the moment. Because it's like, you know, a guy with a remote.
Yeah.
Who it's like a DVD, he's fast forwarding it like it's a DVD. His life is a DVD. Everything's like skip whatever chapters. And then like my friend pointed this out that you're kind of like, oh, this is so of a very specific moment in time because DVDs and Blu-rays didn't last for that long.
No, and those universal remote controls didn't last very long.
It wasn't like you know, the DVD era wasn't as long as VHS or even like streaming at this point, you know? So it is like so funny that it's based on a technology that like no one cares at all about anymore.
But I remember having like a universal remote that looked almost identical to the Click one.
Oh my god,
Mom.
I think it has to do with guys and their dads.
Interesting.
Also, you know, I spoke with this like a writer at Vulture who like covers a lot of comedy, and he did like a list of like best Adam Sandler movies. And I was talking to him and he was like, I think it was the first time people saw Adam Sandler do anything emotional.
Right.
And for like boys, like that's a big deal. You know, like you're used to like Waterboy. And I love Adam Sandler movies. Like I really do. But you know, some of them are pretty bad and others are like better and funnier and stuff. But it was like the first. Well, wait a second.
Well, Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love was before.
Yeah, but I feel like the demographic of Adam Sandler viewer probably ignored Punch Drunk Love.
Yes, it was.
Whereas Click was,
you don't cry at Punch Drunk Love if you're a little boy. I mean, if you're like a young guy, you're probably like, this movie is weird. Why is he autistic? But like for Click, I guess it's like, you know, all the dad stuff, like guys and their dads. Like I asked so many dudes and I still didn't get any closer to it because, like, no offense to you guys, but the kind of guys who cry at Click cannot explain why.
I wish I had watched it before this because I'm trying to think, because it's also similar to The Family. No, what's the one with Nicolas Cage where he...
Family Man.
Oh, Family Man.
Yeah, it's similar in plot
like,
to that.
Where it's like, what if your life was completely different because you wished for something and everything went bad because you made a wish. I guess it's kind of like... Oh my God. Another thing, my friend was like, he mentioned to me, because we watched it recently, both of us, and he mentioned to me that he's like, oh, this is so much like Bruce Almighty. And then the guy who wrote Click wrote 3 movies: Bruce Almighty, Click, and Evan Almighty.
There you go.
Three screenwriting credits, and it's those 3 movies that are effectively the same plot.
I was gonna say. Also, shout out to Evan Almighty. I forgot that even existed.
Evan Almighty, dang. That's Steve Carell.
That's Steve Carell.
Yeah, this is Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I do think it is just about men being like, whoa, like maybe I should appreciate my life more. My hot wife Kate Beckinsale. Oh, I fast forward all the scenes of my life with her, and if you watch it now, her character is just like, honey, like it's just like the whole time she's just like, oh honey, like I guess I know you're a busy architect, but we should go camping. And he's like, shut up, bitch.
He's like,
and
no.
she's just like fast forward, like he fast forwards, like having sex with her all the time.
That part's
that's
dark.
Insane.
That part's dark.
I remember the darkest thing about it is just like how fucking like terrible this character is.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
But isn't there?
Who we see ourselves in, or like people saw themselves.
I don't think I saw any
time.
of myself in that. I think I just like. I mean, I wish.
I'm saying we as men generally.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like I unfortunately haven't seen it like recently enough to even really remember how I felt the second time. But I remember thinking, because like I said, I saw it after your article again, and thinking back to the first time I saw it and how I felt. And being like, why did I think this way? And I honestly don't have an answer. But how does it end? Because he just wakes up at a best. It was all a dream, right?
Yeah, it was basically all. Yeah, he wakes up because he goes to the Bed Bath and Beyond because he's so tired from being a busy architect. He's like, I'm gonna go to use a universal remote, and then he falls asleep on a bed and wakes up, and then he goes to the Beyond section. Christopher Walken gives him the remote.
Right.
Who's the angel of death, and then he goes through his whole Click spoilers. Warning.
Yeah, sorry.
Click spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. We're talking about
watch
Click.
It, get back
2006 is Click or whatever it was.
And then he wakes up and none of it ever happened.
Yeah.
And, but I don't know if it's like all a dream. I think he the whole point is that he's like, I gotta live my life and appreciate my wife and my dad Henry Winkler and spend time with my kids and everything, and being an architect's not that important.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up and then he sees the remote in his home and he breaks it. So it's not all a dream,
right?
But it all is able to get reversed.
Yes.
Okay.
I think The Family Man is the better version of these.
Because The Family Man's a Christmas movie,
right?
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Don Cheadle is some kind of angel of something and gives him the opportunity to live his life as if he had never married this woman, or no, he gets to go live the life if he did marry the woman that he abandoned for his job when he was 20 or whatever.
And he's so happy,
and then he hates it at first, but then he falls in love with the family and realizes that was what he should have done. And those things are weird, right? Those are
Face Off.
Yeah, it's also Face Off. This is a really common movie.
What's up with guys being like, what if I did this instead?
Yeah. Well, I think it's
story of my damn life.
I think it's one of those almost dangerous sci-fi things too, because it puts that question, all this multiverse stuff too, kind of is I think psychologically a bit dangerous a little bit, in that it gives that opportunity that like you could, you know what I mean? Like it makes you second guess your decision. And like,
well, it's also just like the classic, like, you know, like rugged man who's like, if I could do it all over again, I would have done it differently.
It's
like
filled with regret, and it emphasizes regret, and it kind of promotes regret in a weird way.
Right.
Instead of being like, I don't know. Family Man, though, he goes back to the life that he chose, and he doesn't get to just jump into this alternative life. He has to recreate the life in his present life, which I thought was a really good thing.
That makes you cry.
That made me cry. That movie I watch every Christmas.
When you're like, man, I would choose that too. I need a wife. I think it's all guys who are like, oh man, like I'm gonna have a wife one day and I should be nice to her.
Interesting concept.
Oh wait, you get married to a woman and she becomes person? Like it's like all this. Yeah, I feel like that's maybe the thing where it's like, oh man, like work isn't everything. I'll have kids and she can't just do it all.
Yeah.
It's a really crazy concept for us to understand.
Wow. Anyways, my point was, I remember, unfortunately, I guess, being one of those people when I read that article.
I mean, listen, like young men crying at Click. I guess it's not like a red flag or green flag. It's not a flag. It's like a fact of life. Like
you just gotta
guys will have cried at Click if they saw it at a certain point in their life. And I just really hope it's like before the age of like 20.
Yeah, I want to hope that it also was
where they've cried, or like if they were in like a really really low point in their early 20s. I'll just say the cutoff age for crying at Click, depending on how your life is going, 23.
Okay.
Anything between 23 and 25, I have to know the story, like where you were mentally.
Yeah, right.
After 25, you're a psychopath.
Yes, that's the real red flag.
Yeah, you're crazy. I can't trust you. I'm scared of you. If that made you cry after the age of 25.
Okay, so after that little segue, back to Gawker, because that was one of my favorite pieces that you wrote for Gawker. So then, so as you said, it just ended one day.
Yeah, it was really crazy because I was in LA and I woke up to all these texts where it's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, what? Like it was like 8 a.m. for me. So whatever that is here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, did someone die? Just like, I'm so sorry. Love you, sending you love. Are you okay? And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And then I get a text from my friend and he's like, I'm so sorry about, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then he sent me my boss's tweet, which I saw, Gawker shut down. And I was like, oh shit, like this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I just woke up. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then, you know, like when you get laid off, everything stops existing, like your Slack's gone, everything. So then, you know, we had to like form this new Slack of all of us. And we're like, what happened? Like what went down? And honestly, like it was just tale as old as time. Like, you know, this was February, mind you. And the reason was like,
I'm sorry,
2023.
It was this year, right? It was
this February, yeah. And, you know, the official statement was like, you know, a weak first quarter and with like the economy and everything. I'm like, weak first quarter? It's February 1st. Like, what first quarter? Every like website traffic is down between like Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
And like January, it comes ramping up. Like, there's like, you know, patterns for traffic of like when people are online more, shopping more, clicking on ads more, you know, it's like not going to be January. So it was like a bullshit reason. And yeah, I mean, that's just like, it's weird because we all went into the job having been laid off before. Right. So we were all like, we know this is probably going to happen. At least we have 2 years. Right. But it was like a year and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that I will say, and I wonder how, I actually don't know how this works, that the site still exists.
It's still up. The archive's up. It's not being updated. But my friends, I do, because I was like, oh, I don't want to be full-time staff. I just want to be a contributor, like write as much as I want or as little as I want. So I never had like an official Gawker or Bustle email. Right. So I actually still can post on the website if I wanted to. Whoa. Yeah. Like, so like I like on my bookmarks, there's like the CMS that we use. So like where you post, where you copy and paste your article and put up the pictures and everything.
You should post this episode
like I'm still literally just like, this still works. And I'm like, would I get sued?
Yeah, what would happen?
I wonder what would happen.
You definitely would get in a lot of trouble.
I'm like, would I though? Like they all signed NDAs. I did not. Like their severance went through. I didn't get any severance because I wasn't staff.
True. Interesting.
Whoa.
Wow.
I don't know, guys. And it's been up. Like,
yeah, because I checked it today. I was like, it's still there.
And when I clicked on the thing recently, I could still effectively create an article and post it on Gawker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You should really look into that.
I know. At first I was going to do it. I'd be like, fuck you, Brian. But I was like scared for my coworkers because they're American. Like they, you know, they could have like their severance cut or like not get like their insurance. You know what I mean? I didn't want to like ruin anything for them.
Yeah.
But, and also they had these NDAs or non-disparaging agreements.
And you never had one.
And I was effectively like a freelancer that was on contract. Like that's how I functioned.
So what other tea do you have? Because if you didn't sign anything, we can go.
I mean, that's really all the tea. Like, I mean, I just think it's like, it's crazy because like anything you could say about the company or the guy who runs it, like you can say that about anyone. Like it's not like,
it's like it's like
just truly a type of guy that exists
that
and has money and buys things that make, like, you know, I think
did he have any sort of like,
he had no say in anything we did. Like we never had any communication with him. Like we were very like shielded from anything to do with him, which was great. But also like, you know, I think he bought Gawker to prove that he could do it. Like it was like an ego thing, you know. Gawker made fun of him constantly, the original one, and then he ended up owning it. So it's like, it was really like, okay, well he got his kicks from being like, haha, I own Gawker now.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I guess it's over.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Damn. He just wanted to slander the name one more time.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm going to show these people. And at that point, like, all these people who had worked at the original Gawker barely work in editorial media anymore. Like, they moved on to, like, TV, or they don't work in media at all. It's like, it's such, like, a dated thing. Like, these people did not care. It's just on to the next. Which is even kind of what's happening here with like Now Magazine. Oh yeah.
Like that whole thing is like a whole other disaster of just something that's just like,
what's happened here?
I didn't want to get into it, but
some guy owns it and it's like a weird, I don't know. There's nothing really in, I mean, I don't want to like hate on Canada too much, but there really isn't, you know, you work at newspapers or the CBC, or, you know, like you get a job where you can, but like,
I mean, I just want it to exist so that my 2009 Now Magazine cover can still be accessed by the world.
Well, I mean, it's forever, Josh. It's forever.
It's on the internet.
It's on the internet forever. It will always be there. Wayback Machine has got
Josh.
it.
Okay, another thing, I saw you tweeted today about how you said that dishwasher tabs are a scam.
They are a scam.
Yeah,
100%, dude. Thank you so much for bringing this up.
Because I wanted to discuss this, because as soon as we were discussing my notes before you came, and I mentioned that, because he was like, Austin was like, oh, I saw that tweet too. And he agrees with you.
It is.
But yeah, I feel like they've always been a scam. Like that's been...
I thought it was just the new normal. Like by the time I got a dishwasher, which is like a bit of a humble brag.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have one.
I was like, oh, like, yeah, I have a dishwasher and you know, laundry. Is that weird for you guys?
Yeah, well, over here at Cold Pod,
there's like a girl who's always bringing up her in-unit like dishwasher and laundry. Like, oh no, I have a dishwasher and laundry. Like, I'm cool, guys.
My dad was always so against those from the very beginning. Well, he was just like, absolutely not.
That's the only thing that you think is available, and you use it, and you're kind of like, I'm spending so much money on these fucking things.
Yeah.
And
but they look cool.
Do you use Tide Pods? Like, do you use that for laundry?
I'm anti-pod.
Yeah.
Just no pod. Except for podcasts.
Yeah. Only casts. No pod detergent. No pods. Yeah, it was like, you know, I kind of just tweeted it because nothing's going on with me.
And it's kind of a slow news day today, I will say.
It was a slow
Ocean
weekend.
Gate's over, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. And it is a scam because it's bad for your dishwasher too. Apparently it's too, people went crazy for that, man. Yeah. They were posting links to YouTube. They were posting shit. Like, people are very passionate about it being a scam. Yeah. So then I was at Shoppers and I was like, I'm going to get this $6 Cascade powder.
Yeah.
And it cleans way better.
It cleans so much better. I was like,
so it doesn't cake on, because I know the whole, as someone who doesn't have a dishwasher.
No,
but I'm
the ads are
so was that the original?
I think the original thing was that the fact that, and I remember my mom's dishwasher, like my parents' dishwasher, putting in the powdered whatever, and I remember sometimes it would kind of cake on to some of the dishes, but I think that was more of a dishwasher.
It was more of a dishwasher problem, and I know this sounds boring, but it is one of those things where you're like, actually, so many things are fake.
Yeah.
Most capitalist inventions seem to be fake problems that they make up to then solve.
Yes. I'm like, wait a second, like,
and sell us on that solution.
Yeah.
I was in the pocket of Big Pod, and now I'm free. And honestly, everyone needs to free themselves from these freaking pods because it doesn't work. Like it's like they're lying to us all. And then I'm like, oh my God, like what else is going crazy? And you know what? I do remember this NPR thing from years ago about how eye drops are a scam too.
Whoa.
Because they release too much liquid, and people like sued companies that made eye drops because they're releasing too much liquid for your eyes. Like that's why it doesn't have to be that much. In fact, like they just want you to buy it faster.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it was like actually becoming a problem with people who have like glaucoma and stuff because they were getting all these medications that were in these
like the squeeze bottle
these
thing.
bottles that are used all the time, and they're like, I'm wasting so much of this medication that I'm paying so much money for. Like, this is insane. But eye drops are lying to us too.
They're all lying to us.
They're all lying to us, and
that's the biggest scamfluencer there is.
It goes so deep.
I mean, that could be another episode.
We're being lied to constantly, guys.
Like
and 9/11. No, I'm joking.
9/11 and those fat cats at Cascade. It's all an inside job.
Turn Joe Rogan real quick.
The moon.
I remember.
I'm not sure about it.
I want to say I feel like I always run into you at the most random places.
Oh my God!
And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do know where you were going with this
because well, there's actually several. I've run into you at several random places, but one that was the most interesting, which I did talk about, but never gave the full story, and I don't even know if I will.
I don't know if I will either. I'm so scared of it. I'm like getting sweaty right now thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want to do the wrong thing.
Well, we were somehow separately brought into the box of Julian Casablancas.
Yeah.
And so I, at the very least, would love to know how you got there. How did we get there? Because I forget who was...
Long story short, sitting outside on a patio, walks by, recognizes someone, ends up sitting with us. We don't recognize who it is. My friend was like, you idiots, it's Julian Casablancas. And he does not look the same as he did when we were kids. I will say that. Nor the same vibe as you'd expect.
No.
And then we're like, okay, I guess we'll go to this concert. I was like, I don't really like go to things like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, so curious.
Yeah. You can't turn down an opportunity like that.
Also, we were like, maybe this won't work. And we've been lied to, and we'll show up. And it was like a weird, like, oh yeah, I say that to all the people. I'm like, I don't,
They don't usually actually show up at the gate.
And then we did. And we were like, okay. And it was... I mean, it was when I saw you there, I was like, Josh.
I know. I remember looking over and being like, thank God.
I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, who the hell is going to be here? Like, I was like, who the hell is going to be in this place? And when I saw you, I was like, okay, like, at least it's not like some weird, like, cult thing. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what the vibe is of something like this.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't do cool things like that, you know? Like, I was like, this is in my world.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of not really, I mean, I didn't know what to expect with that, but I will say that that's kind of not really my world either. Like, the kind of like, I mean, I'd never been to a box before.
Neither have I. And I was like, okay, so this is just really far away, but I have chicken tenders.
Yeah, chicken tenders, pizzas, and a personal bartender.
So weird.
We had a personal bartender. I thought
but it's like, I feel like something like that is so weird because you're so separated from like the fun of like a show. Like, obviously it was so cool, very sweet.
Yeah.
To do that for a bunch of strangers. Sweet or like a midlife crisis. I cannot, who's to say?
I didn't say nothing.
But, you really are like, oh, like the fun of going to things is being around people's energy. And I feel like you're so removed from like the real energy of something that you're just
high
kind of
up. You're like,
that's why rich people are the way they are, is because they're completely disconnected from the rest of us.
Yeah, it's like this is how you watch. This is how you watch a concert. From
and you're
box.
like from a box, like where you're like sitting down and you can't, like, it's cool being like seeing all that stuff, but then if you look, you're like, oh, I have like the same view as someone who
Right.
paid like like 1/10 of the price of being here.
You just don't have to breathe the same air.
Yeah, but I'm just like not close to them physically.
Yeah, they're right there. But
yeah, they're like literally right below me and beside me. Yet I am.
It's just the prestige.
yeah,
Yes,
That's literally the only, and the bartender,
Yeah.
the personal bartender.
it's
Yeah.
weird. It's a weird
it was
experience.
very strange. It was a weird night, and won't get too into it because.
But I was like, oh, we're the only black people here, Josh.
Oh, and Thundercat.
And Thundercat, yes.
Because then Thundercat came in. And
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, good, straight. And I was like, Josh,
I know.
another black person.
Because you also came a little bit later. I was there, and it was like 4 people, and I was like, I even when I was in, I very much was like, am I supposed to be here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. I will say I talked to the woman who we were in contact with to get our tickets and everything.
Yeah.
And she told me her job was created for that express purpose of people who are invited by Julian Casablancas to come to shows. So you know what? The whole experience felt like, oh, I'm an NPC. This is a guy's main quest. It's like make Normie happy. And that was the whole function of everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was only part 1 of the night, but we'll keep it at that.
I was like, okay, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm because I was away that weekend, and I probably would have been with you.
Yeah, you would have been there. But
I've been having FOMO of this night.
No,
but now
I mean,
I'm like,
no,
I
wouldn't
think
call
I'm
it.
okay that I missed that.
Yeah, I think you made the right
It
decision.
was literally. It's just for the story to tell.
It was like a weird short story.
Yeah.
Like it was like being a character in like some weird
Yeah.
thing.
The next day, I was a changed man.
You were. He was so bummed.
You know what? We have a lot to say after this.
He was so bummed.
Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like most of what I had on the list to really talk about. Have you been watching any reality TV? I feel like you watch feel like you absorb a lot of content.
Man,
are you watching the Elephant in the Room show?
Oh, the freaking I'm a slut girl, whatever that song is. Oh, it's I'm a freak. The whole time I've been saying I'm a slut.
I'm a freak. Yeah.
What is that? What is that? Oh my god, I forgot the name of it.
The
Idol. There, I was like, the imposter. No. So I watched the first episode and I was like, its worst crime is that it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, something feels like tantalizing and like, whoa, look at Sam Levinson make these people do crazy things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're like, I'm just kind of bored. Like nothing happens.
Yeah.
Season 4, or episode 4 gets pretty interesting, I will say.
Really? I mean,
It's episode 3, it starts to take a turn.
Yeah, I just think I think it is one of the worst shows on television.
Honestly, it makes me sad for the world, and not in like a prudish kind of way.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, this isn't storytelling.
Yeah.
This
it also
real.
feels like it's very much like put together, like pieced back together from something. Like it was like broken and then put together. Because like there's like literally characters that are in like one episode and you just like never see them again.
It's kind of like, honestly, I think the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, like, if someone like Tommy Wiseau had so much money and like HBO behind him, like he could have made The Room something kind of good enough.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's...
Hey, I still stay in The Room.
I think Sam Levinson has some kind of talent. I honestly think by episode 3 of this show, I was like, okay, I get why this is good. And I hate that I like it, but I think it is.
I mean, is it like just because you've been so tortured by the first 2 episodes that you're like, hey, wait a second, something is a little bit happening right now?
I don't know. I think I really hate that I'm defending the show because I think like the entire thing around it is just awful. But I think that it's one of the only shows that like captures the contemporary reality in a way that I haven't seen yet.
That's a bit of a stretch.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. It's like name another show that is doing
Euphoria.
That. Another Sam Levinson show.
But that's a
and I think
show,
this
though.
captures like that one still kind of feels semi-period piece. This show, like I feel like captures the current era really, really. I mean, it shows it for all of its vanity and disgust, but it shows it.
I mean, yeah, but like to me, I'm kind of like, you know, that like video of Whoopi Goldberg going, okay. Like that's like, it's like, okay. Like truly, what are you saying? Also, like, I hate that the show is so about telling you exactly what's happening, and like there's no subtlety to it at all, where it's just like all these people just talking about the things that happened before that you're supposed to know, and then what they're thinking and how they're feeling and what the next thing that's going to happen is going to be and what should be. And you're like, I cannot get a moment to have a thought watching this.
But that's that's the Sam Levinson, that's the TikTok generation style of storytelling.
Like, what is this? It's like, well, remember when your mom died and then you had a mental breakdown after your mom died. Do you remember that happening? Yeah. Well, that's what happened to you. And then you came up with the song, and I don't know, that's what happened before.
How crazy is it that she comes up with "I'm a freak" after her mom dies?
Yeah. Also, it's like, show me her breakdown. Like, I don't believe anything that's happening to her is like has any stakes, because like the worst thing that happened to her happened, and now she's just like running around in like a string bikini all day and like smoking 14,000 cigarettes. She would not be able to dance.
I was gonna say
she would be so out of breath all the time.
Smoking those little
I will say, I do think a lot of this is intentional. Like we were talking about in the newest scene, there's this shot where this guy gets out of a car and he's literally smoking a bong while getting out of the car while he has a blunt in his hand, and it's the most absurd thing ever. But I think that's the point, right?
I think that's the whole thing with Sam Levinson is that everything he does is a response to something someone said about him.
He's a very reactive
where
filmmaker.
It's like to the point where it's like it's a classic tale of someone who's like, oh, critics don't matter, but I'm obsessed with what critics say. Like like what people say doesn't matter. I'm here to tell a story, and they can take what they want from it.
But he's the most sensitive.
So like what was that like tweet prompt? Like, who's losing the I don't give a fuck war? It's like he is losing constantly.
So
like Malcolm and Marie, our response to which is also weird, because it's like, okay, so you're gonna make yourself a black guy to have more of a leg to stand on with the criticism, because you know it would not work if you hired a white guy to be you. And then with The Idol, it's like, you know, the thing that pissed me off so much about that show was the first scene with the intimacy coordinator and the nudity writers, because it's like factually incorrect. Like my friend who's an actress was like, this is crazy, because if you sign a nudity, you know, like a nudity thing with your lawyer, it's you coming up with these terms, having them sign it. So like if you are in a scene where you're partially nude, if a part of your body that shows that you don't want it to show, then you can say that will not be in the finished product, you know? It's to set a standard for what is in the finished product. And if you wanted to change that, you would have, if you didn't care, you would have said, all right, well, I'll show full breast, full areola, full nipple, like, you know, it's like, and then to pretend it's like this thing that's created by like men to destroy women and bring them down is so crazy to me, because it's literally a way for people to protect themselves over their image being used in a way they don't want to. And the fact that they're making it sound like it's like this like crazy thing that's so backwards, because of course everyone hates on Sam Levinson for trying to push people into doing nude scenes.
And then that was very
this is actually the weirdest thing about the show, is that it feels as if it's making a commentary on something, or like actually getting to the heart of a problem that they are the ones creating.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And so it's like, it's almost like accidentally destroying their own thing.
Oh, 100%.
And that's why I like it, is because it's getting to the heart of something, but that they're the culprit of.
I just don't
I don't know where it's going to twist.
I just don't think Sam Levinson has that much to say. Like, I don't think he's that deep.
That's definitely not. He's a rich kid who like nepo baby. Like,
I just don't think there's like much there with him. I think he has like a lot of resources and like unlimited resources to fail and restart and do all this stuff. And if any filmmaker with like any modicum of talent or understanding of like film or storytelling was given that chance, I think they could probably make something better. I do think so. Like, I think he just is the guy who did it, kind of thing.
But where are these other guys? That's like,
well, they're not Barry Levinson's son. Nor did they make Euphoria. And you know, like, as much as I think Euphoria is really stupid and like, you know, quote unquote problematic in the way that it's made, and like a lot of things have been said about it, like there is like an element to it that like you can't look away kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's a car crash.
The Idol just doesn't have that quality that made Euphoria so popular. of like getting the right people to work on it, getting the right aesthetic that Zoomers love and all that stuff. Like I don't know where he went with that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the reason that Euphoria worked was because that was semi autobiographical, right? Like that was a personal story of his, so that was his thing that he had to say. This, it's like, I don't know what the fuck. I hope it's not semi-autobiographical because honestly it could be, and that's the scary thing about it, is when you're watching The Weeknd, it's like this could be you. Like we had an encounter with him.
Let's not.
Okay.
When this is done recording. But I do think there's like this whole thing with The Weeknd where it's kind of like, he's like, everyone's supposed to hate Tedros and all this stuff, but you're like, I get that as a concept, but it's like, if you're not like an effective writer or good at creating satire or parody or being like, like we're gonna turn the mirror back on ourselves, like that's a hard skill to have, and I just don't think, as much as they want to have it, that they do.
I don't think they have the chops.
I get that. It's like, I do believe that's probably their intention. Like, I don't think they're like glorifying it.
Right.
But okay, this is the last thing I'll say. But like, even for something like Euphoria, where it's like, you're watching these people, adult women playing teen girls, go through really terrible sexual experiences, and it's not meant to show. And the way it's shot, it's just kind of like, you're watching it and it's like, this is supposed to turn someone on. It's not supposed to make you grossed out by the things that happen in the world. And I think that's kind of where he can't be a good artist. It's like he's making it look too desirable and too, it's not like, even, comparing Euphoria to Skins, like you're not like, I feel like even though Skins is like soapy and stuff, you're kind of like, whoa, this is crazy. Like you're like, these kids have actual problems. But I don't know. I feel like there's like this element of him like being so salacious all the time that just like doesn't
and like unnecessarily salacious. It's just kind of like, it doesn't. Not everything has to be like a hot montage.
This show, every sex scene in this show makes me wildly uncomfortable. None of it's turning me on.
50 Shades of Grey for like an A24 bro.
That's exactly what it is.
Where you're like, okay, like I don't.
Which, not gonna lie, I actually watched that movie a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, I've seen, and you're like, I get why like housewives love this Twilight fan fiction that turned into a movie.
Literally written by, it was like a peer written thing that she just stole on like a forum.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like what he's doing, like the film bro version of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, anything else you got going on? What's next in the world for you? More scamfluencers.
More scams.
More scamming. I guess, is it seasons based?
I guess it's like season, like a year as a season now. Okay. I don't know. They really, I don't understand the format sometimes, or I'm like, what counts as a season? But no, it's like I guess until at least the end of the year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, congrats on all the potting and the writing.
Hey, and thanks for having me on, bros.
Thank you so much for coming. And we obviously have a whole other conversation to have off pod.
Oh, hell yeah.
There are things that cannot be said. We
know
like,
too much. Stop.
I'm like, no.
You guys should do special episodes where people pay for the off the record.
We were doing that for a while.
We did try to do it.
Then we got a season 6.
And I ain't say excuse me because I did that shit on purpose, You see a star in this bitch. You know I brought 100 black cars in this bitch. Knees free. I don't like nobody touching on my shit. So you know I had to bring my own bottles in this bitch. Ayy, riding by myself, shopping bag in the backseat. Niggas with the money to their ear don't attract me. Fly out the country, let a prince nigga bag me. Nympho, known to do a nigga pockets nasty. Bitches hating on me, but it's cool, niggas love me. Body banging, I ain't have to let the doctor cut me. Sick of being humble, cause you bitches don't respect that. And the next one of y'all hoes wanna get bold, I'm gon' check that. And the next one of y'all blogs wanna spread lies, I'm gon' sue you. And the next bitch that break my NDA, that go for you too. Now listen to me, cause I'm giving you bitches a warning. You gon' have to pay me forever tryna be corny. I'm from the city of the drink sipper, slab riding paint drippers. Bitches so bad, got the famous niggas.